Hello and welcome. I've been doing these buy low, sell highs, and lately the ones I've been doing is focusing on coins that are going down. And one of the main reasons is to show that you can actually profit when coins go down. With this chart, DGB is going to show a coin that actually goes up. I'm going to start this noticeably before this event in here on October of 2015. Start back when these lows were like 25. So it's up better than 10 times right now since that point. And what we're going to notice is, again, this move in here, only price pays. And as I've been stating with the strategy, two orders. There's going to be one order that is, and this is going to be for the same large gains. We're going to be doing at least 50% sell, 33% decline. Minimum. Minimum. And then we're going to be looking at 3x moves. Approximate 3x moves from the sell. So if I buy at 10, I cannot sell till at least 15. That's a 50% gain. And then my next move is 3x, so I'd have about a 45,000 sell order as well. And also, we're going to see this monstrous move and how it's going to play out, both on the hodl situation and in the trading. We're going to have this little interesting move in here. We're going to have fun in here. Then this move with the sell-off that occurs. And then, of course, this here, which kind of looks like a head and shoulders-ish kind of formation. However, short term, the fact that it's breaking out like this, if this move fails, well, that's going to be deadly. That's going to show more towards a failed move, just showing current technical analysis, but breaking out. And that's going to show more towards the selling, breaking below about 300 and change. That went down to 270-ish or so to be a failed breakdown. And I'd expect a fast move to go at least to 500. But as we see with these coins, they can go up so fast. So when I say a move up to this to 570, 600, breaking the 600 resistance level or 700 area, now you could be talking about, well, big moves. But anyway, back to the buy low, sell high. I'm going to use the daily chart, scroll. Oh, it's not scrolling. That's just drawing a pen. So let's now scroll back and start right here, 24. So that's where we buy. And you know what? I'm even going to probably look for 70, 80% gains because I'm thinking, where do I put my first sell order? And I'm thinking at least over 40. And I only want so many trades. And when you see this here, 40, you see 2 days of it, 45 going down like a 2x move each time. You just got to have those buy orders and ready to go. So I'm thinking at least 75, 80% gains is what I'm going to look for here. So therefore, I'm going to put a sell order, say at 39. That's a 15-point differential. I need at least 12. So 36 would be my minimum. So now my next sell order would be about 3x. So that'd be somewhere near $1.20. And for what it's worth, I'm not gonna put that line in. It's just too much work, and I can use my head in mathematics. I'm just gonna, whatever it is, it's always multiply 3. How about that? Same thing for the buy orders. Although I don't think that's ever gonna hit. So I need to lose at least 1/3 of its value, which is 8. So 16 is the lowest buy order. So let's just go ahead and put 15 in. I don't think there's any buy order that's going to hit. So I'm going to just go through the two lines. But again, I would have 117 technically as a sell order. So let's get started and get the first trade in. Let's sell next at 64. Buy at 25. So there we have it. So 64 times 3 would be 180, 192. So that would be something that would hit. And I didn't even check. I didn't check the math on any of this before. Again, sometimes those are gonna. I'm hoping once I'm gonna be able to hit one of my extreme buy or sell orders. It'd be really, really nice. And actually, you know what? I have hit an extreme buy order once before, but no, it would be nice to get another one because I've only ever really had one. But let's fill in the two orders in. So there'd be a 2 at 64. And then again at that of again 192. Now you're going to buy back immediately. If you're selling at 192 and the price comes back down, I see it's at 45 right now. So therefore, just buy that price. And let's just say the bid ask is 45, 46, and you're just going to take the 46 number. Or even, and this is something that's going to happen in real life. You take a third of, maybe a third of what's available at 45 is what you want to play. So the other 2/3 you have to buy at 46. So you might get like a 45.8 for whatever. So that will be a monster gain on your portfolio when that happens. So then you just readjust the orders at 45. 50%, half of that is 22, so that's 67. Go a little higher than that, maybe around 74. Nice little gain. A third down is 30. But, 25, just keep it there. Just keep it there. And oh my, that wasn't the move. I thought that was the move. Oh ho ho ho. So it would have happened again if you had extreme sell orders here. Then oh my goodness, I'm just looking at this now and I know this is way back in time, October of 2015. This is over 3 years ago. It goes up to 998. Oh, wow. Could you just imagine having all of those freakishly amazing sell orders in? Wow. Well, 74 multiply 3. 70 times 3 is 210. 4 times 3 is 12. That's 222. And then you do the exact same thing. The price would be, as it comes back that day, 155. Do you want to buy at 155? There's an interesting question. This is where you'd almost have to shorten it out to like the shorter term time frames. I'm not going to do that. I could. It's going to be a lot of work to do such. What I'd have to do is pick the time frame I'm liking, like the 15-minute, and then it's going to take forever. Not forever, but like 3 minutes just to keep scrolling this back to this time frame, if I can even do that. So not even going to try. And no, you're not buying at 155 when you're selling at 222. Not even maybe. In fact, you just want to do nothing. Really, at this stage here, all you can do in real life, other than shorten the time frame out to determine more, but if this is all I was looking at, I'm going to wait to see what happens, to see if this just goes down a bit more. 2, I would put sell orders in at like, I mean, this is where you'd, geez, wow. That's where you put sell orders in for larger numbers. But what's this low in here? 64. What did the buy come in at? 74. I would think 50 minimum. Huge opportunity for a big gain. But for what it's worth, when you're selling at 222, 107 just doesn't cut it when you have this big volatility. I probably should have had an order in for 64 or buy 70 or 75. I think below this key order here, let's just do 61. And you know you're not getting it. Well, 62 there. And there's the 61. That would be a very interesting situation. So we're back into play again. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll this back so we can see these candles a bit better. Realistically, though, you probably, if you would have sold up top, like higher than such, if you would have sold like 400, 600, 800 or something, then you would have bought back immediately, even at that 155 price point. But at 61 now, 99-ish? I mean, minimum is like 92, so there we go, 99 we would say is the buy. And the sell, I'd have to take 20 basis points off, so 40. So I'm looking at probably in the 30s somewhere. So let's just do like, say, 35. And see, that becomes a hit. And the next buy order is 20, selling at 56. And there we go. So if we're looking at this every day, it's a daily time frame. We'd see it's at 48. We don't know we're going to probably buy the next day. 36 is where I would place my buy order, given that after 56, that's a differential of 20 points. So that's a good enough amount of a move to justify volatility, which again, the next day you would log in and you would see buy order fill when you look at your page entries. Now 54 would be the minimum for a sale. So I would take near the minimum because 57 is previous high. And if my buy order hits, then we'll see. But you can see I could have got a bit better. And I was even thinking when I was placing my orders, the first thought was normally I would go around 63 as well. But in this example, I said 57. And in real life, this is why I'm doing it, to show real skills or real examples of how put the orders in and then do nothing but log in every day. See if you got orders. If you don't, you just do nothing more. On days you do, you reset your orders and then you log off and you log in at 24 hours later. And you can do this like even twice a week, 17 times a day. It doesn't matter as long as you're somewhat active. Especially with this big moves, you don't need to log in more than once a day. I mean, once a day is fine. If you're doing short-term moves, then yeah, you have to be there multiple times per day to be active as a trader. The next sell order will come in at 95. And it hit on that day there. Nice move. And 170 is good sell target. Put a buy place in 58, which you get again the next day. And now we can just put a sell order at the previous high, buy order at this key level. And it's going to be a hit of that. Ooh, nice sell order hit. But you can see you could have got 140. That's realistic to happen many times when you play this game. And we can see that the buyback isn't too far away coming thereafter. For, again, another next day buy. 65, previous key area. Comes back to where it came from. Good trading. And with this increased volatility, I think we can afford to go past the 100 number and maybe go for the 115 sale, buy order it at 36. And yeah, I mean, they hit. And here's an interesting situation because two things. Number one, on the day here, March 25th, we can see the high was 114 and you log in and it's 109. If that's how you logged in, do you just take the 109? Because I can tell you right myself as a trader that I would. But let's assume that you didn't, or you didn't log in this day, but this is the day you logged in. You got your 115 sell, you see it's 142 and near the highs. Do you just sell a bunch now? Or do you put sell orders in and now try to go for, well, my normal sell order would be like 180, 190. Do I just put like 199? I'd even be thinking with this big move, which is what I would do. So it would be sell 199-ish, 198, buy back. Well, after 115, normally I'm going to take a third off of that. That's like 35 or so, 80, but I'd probably even think about 73. So I would be like even 72. And then as a sell, as I'm mentioning, just a hair below 200 is what I would do based on this current volatility that would be playing within this market. 196 is a fair number. And I would expect that either trade is going to happen within a day or two or three. Little too greedy we might see because 180 was the play, and then maybe a little too greedy on the buys, but regardless of the fact, you barely missed out on that sales. That's going to happen. And now you had to buy at 72 because you normally would have sold here at 170, and then you could have bought back at 100, and then so on and so forth. Put in 43 and 128 as the next few orders. I think 43 works, right? From 72, yeah. Close on that day, and there's the hit. The buy order will now be placed at 27. Not quite with the 74 high, which I'm going to technically move this now down to 74 because that's normally what I would do. Lost out on one Satoshi. Oh well. Move the orders to 116 and that of 46. And we're now September 2016. Make that October. And as we end that month, the buy comes in. We'll put a buy order at 28, a sell order at 79. Keep moving. And the 28 hits. Next, we'll do 63 and that of 16. And now we go into the year 2017. And March, these markets start to move. So the bottom is pretty much near. Does a buy come in? No. Maybe. Maybe. And your priority on 16 would be so good because you've had it in for like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. But nothing to venture. Now a bull market in cryptos is going to happen. And there's the 63 sale. And technically as I do this was kind of a mistake, but we'll just put this one in just because it's the easiest thing to do now. But we'll now put a dub move in to say 113. And given how big this move is and the fact of where we bought it, you have to really think you have to go for a 2x move. We'll go. I don't think it's going to hit anyway. I think the 113 is probably going to hit over the 35. We'll see. Yep, there's the hit. Put the next sell order in. Close to 200, 198 works for me. Buying at 61, which looks to happen here. The low is 60. And now adjust the orders. We can see them both at the top and bottom, but the sell hits at 112. Previous high. Place the next sell order in that at 199. And 3x on that. Now, there's the spot where you're going to sell 362. That's just when you log in on this day, you get your notification, sell X amount of tokens at 199, and you see it's got the 362.63 or whatever. Then I would take both of it, because normally I want to sell minimum of 300 again anyway, so 362 is higher than that as it is anyway. Now a massive kick-ass move is coming into place. You really want your buys to be well more than half off at this stage. And possibly, definitely adjusting it later if need be, but maybe look to buy. I was even thinking 100 at first. But what's this level here? 112. 112. That's a sick spot to put a buy order. And if you want to even be safer, 132, that level of resistance. If it settles in, then you might just end up buying at like 200 or something later on. But when you have a move like that, you can go for you can get sicker profits, obviously. So you sell at 362, your minimum sell is like 500 and change. So maybe somewhere at like 677. Again, adjusting it later if volatility slows down. And maybe it's at 580, 590, I'll just take it kind of deal. So next day, you would have choppy action. So being greedy, quote unquote, stopped you from buying. Well, you could have bought 250, and 250 would have been a relatively decent buy when your last sale is 362. But we just wait. We see high movements, great day trading at this stage, and ooh, close. Now do you take the 590? Your minimum 180 is 540. You know what? I'd be like, I'm just gonna take it. I would just have to take it. And I know what happens here. This thing goes sickly high. But I wouldn't know this at the time. Again, you want to go for a sick buyback. You're going to raise it from 132, but to what level? Like 250 is a little... I don't even want to go that high. I want to go maybe like 212 is good. And again, same thing. Wait for lower volatility to maybe manually take another buy. So selling at 600 means we're talking like 1,000. And that's a psychological number. So I would easily be taken somewhere. I'd probably real life take like 995 or something. But just because it's at 981, we'll do it there. Volatility needs to shrink. See, look what happened on that. I didn't take that price. I came close. I didn't get. And volatility still remaining extreme. There's the hit, 981. So I missed out on a sale and a buyback there. I don't want to buy at 1277 because minimum buy is like 1500. So you put one in for like, say, 1659. Your last sale is 981. You have a buy order before at 200. I'm looking for 1/3, like 2/3 off. So like 300 and change now I'd be thinking. $390 even. That previous level of resistance. I know it's not, I mean, it's below the support. Technically, a safer buy is like 728. But yep, that's where we'll go. And the 1659 obviously hit. So now we want to go like over 2500. I could probably do a match of previous high. I can do that. As far as where I'm buying now, well, it's 1650. A third of that is 500. So for now, 533. Next day, nothing. Next day, next day. So now you pick the 1158. You got to move to the 18 average. We've seen these things fail so many times. So you wait a day. You wait another one. You wait another one. Volatility shrinking. And it's shrunk enough. Eek. I don't want to buy quite yet. Maybe just go about 710. I think that missed. 715, yes. But that did not miss. Now half off at this stage is like 365, and I don't really want to quite do that, but I do want close to it. I'm going to probably barely go above the psychological 400 number. I would probably just do like 404, 405 quick. I'll do 413 here though. So where do we want to sell after a 710 gain with this volatility? Well, where does this key level represent? Well, minimum is like this area, so I kind of want to do higher. So 1427 sounds good to me. And see that it's a buy. So now, basically, a little under 300 is the minimum. So I probably want to go like 250 or so. 262 is fair enough. And the minimum to sell is well over 600, so probably even 800, 900 for that matter. Or like 855. Missed that sale barely, but I didn't miss the buy. We'll put the buy order in at 152, sell at that line we can see there at 488, which is what the play is. And adjust the next sell order to 872. Another just missed it on the September 15th, 2017 day. But in the end, it didn't matter because we weren't going to sell up there, and the buy did still come in. Move the sell to 452, spied around 160, well, 163, and it didn't take long to buy. And let's move the buy order to 102. Which hit? 99 was the low. I'm a sucker for always, when 100's that key area, for doing a number like that. Let's move the buy order to 61. We can see we're selling at 191. We are now into November 2017, so we're now just a few days away from the great rally. Did people know this was going to happen with all the altcoins? December 1st, this is when it all started. There's that one day. Next day, down a bit. Ooh. Won't last long. Failed breakdown, it looks like what we're watching here. Because there's that up move up to 164. This one came close to 250, but it did fill the 191 sell order. We'll go 318 as the next place to sell, which hits. Next up, 543 as the sell target. Adjust the sell order to close to 1,000, 931. I'm going to buy at 261. If, of course, it goes there. And it looks like we're going to go through to the buy order now, as we can see. Place new orders at 145 and 514. 514 might hit. It does. Go 844 is the next sale. We can see 281 to buy now. And as we move into June, July of this year, this rally doesn't look like it's going to make it. We go into August and September, October, and the low was 281, but how long did we have this 281 for? We're pretty much at top priority, so we got the hit. And with 162 and 492 being the orders, I don't think nothing's going to hit here. No. So that's where it stands. As we can see, this is where the orders would come into place. Extreme movements based on the light volatility that we've been facing since pretty much March and April. But let's see how these numbers play out. We'll copy and paste them into the spreadsheet. So we'll just remove these days, or the ones from the last one. And if you want to know, I talked about this spreadsheet in the previous video with NXT and then another one earlier as well. So in the spot here, okay, I see the problem here. F1. Alrighty then, so let's just copy and paste this. See how the results play out. You can already see supreme numbers. So it works out the same, both buying and selling in this example, as it did holding. 12.9 times the return within such. I was expecting better results, but nonetheless, 13x is 13x no matter how you look at it. And in situations when this market was really high, we can see that this was up 69 times in this example here, where this was only up 12. Because it protects your profits, which is why when markets have moves that, let me just clear this away, of just these types of movements in here, it's going to profit because every time these peaks come in, it's always selling, holding Bitcoin back and waiting for the buy orders to come in. And when markets just keep going straight up and that's all they do, well, the buy orders just don't get hit. And then you go from having an ownership of maybe 1 million of a certain coin, and now you got like 30,000 of them because it went up so much. So be it. So therefore, gains are gains. So if I know I place something that's going up 70 times and I'm doing 12x, I'm happy with it. Because I realize if it's down 70% and I'm doing 3 or 4x, I'm happy with that as well. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.